Hello everyone and welcome back to Mount Moon TCG, where this video is going to be talking about our experience at the Peoria Regionals that took place this past weekend. The video came out a little bit later than we wanted to, but that's okay. It's a week late. Yeah, it's all right. We're going to talk about our decks, the reason why we played certain cards in decks, what we faced in each round, how we did, and maybe talk a little bit about the final results of regionals and what all fun kinds of decks that we saw at the regional tournament. So, do you want to go first, or do you want me to talk about my deck first?
You go first.
Yeah,
I think.
because let's get the terrible deck out of the way first. Okay. So of course I played Kyurem VMAX, Palkia V-Star, and you're looking at my deck going, Hunter, what cards are you playing? This is dumb. So to be fair, and to be fair on my part, we didn't know exactly what, how to build these decks correctly. It's the first regional with the brand new Lost Origin set. We kind of had ideas from some Japanese tournaments, but
and some big online tournaments. That was about it.
Right, but the problem with some of these Japanese tournaments, they're playing with next sets cards.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit off, but I digress. But I thought Kyurem was one of the best decks to go with. I think it was like the second biggest deck in the tournament.
Yeah, most played.
Yeah, there's a lot of Palkia decks, a lot of Kyurem decks. But yeah, I decided to go with this because I thought, it can hit those big numbers against some of those big VMAX decks. But yeah, let's go over my rounds. So round one, I got paired against Dialga V-Star.
A new thing.
Yeah. It's like
an old card with new life, I'll say that.
Right, but I don't recall seeing Dialga place too well in the tournament. I don't know if it made day two.
No.
There might have been one. I think
Maybe.
there was one.
Yeah.
So Dialga, I lost the first game. I won the second game very quickly. It went to turns in game 3, but Dialga V-Star has the V-Star power, which can take an extra turn. Well, we went to turns, and I needed one more turn to win. Well, he stole my turn for the turn 3 and beat me. So, lost that one. Then round 2 went against Reggie Gigas. I lost that one too. 2 losses there. Round 3, I played against a newer player, and he also played Dialga V-Star, but he just had a lot of bad luck, and that happens sometimes. And I had a lot of good luck on my side. Game 2 especially, I had used the Greninja to get the Melanie I needed for the win, so I beat him 2-0. Round 4 was against Giratina V-Star. A lot of Giratina. I'd say it's about maybe the 4th or 5th biggest deck there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, there was a lot of experimenting with the Lost Zone mechanic, and Giratina was one of the biggest decks I saw.
Yeah.
That one went to game 3, but I ultimately lost that one. Round 5, I also went against another newer player. He was playing like a Gardevoir V Galarian Rapidash V with the Libra Horn.
Oh, okay.
And he played that with a lot of like theme deck kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I mean, it's what he played. He was a new player, so
yeah.
I understand. Getting into this game can be expensive, can be a little bit hard, but you all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
We all started somewhere. I beat that player, and then round 6 went against Giratina V-Star, 2-0'd that person. Then I played Giratina V-Star again and got 0-2'd. That was the opponent that said his last round his opponent was cussing at him. And he's like, I hope that doesn't happen this round. And I'm like, buddy, that's not happening this round.
There was one Dialga V-Star that made D2.
Okay. But it was kind of low on the chart, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
69th.
60. Nice. Okay, and then round 8 went against Charizard Lost Box. We only played one game. It went to time. Me and my opponent we were just having fun. We were just talking. We were just goofing around. We're not playing for day 2 or packs or anything. We're here for fun now. we're going to play it out. Lost that one. And then round 9, went against Rapid Strike, Urshifu, and Teleon. Didn't see a lot of that. He did drew game 1, and then game 2, I ultimately came out on top.
Mhm.
So after everything, I went 4 and 5. So I'm going to list just the first names of my opponents just to give you guys a big shout out and thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. So thank you very much, Cole, Jesse, Michael, Eli, Tim, Isaac, Brett, Alexis, and Sean. Big thank you guys for watching, and hope we'll keep you entertained with more content yet to come. So like I said, I went 4 and 5. So now we're going to talk about why I put things in the deck. We're going to start with the Echoing Horn. Yeah, the Echoing Horn did not matter at all. I thought it would be a fun tech because it's a Palkia kind of like deck. And if they didn't want to bench that final Pokemon, use Echoing Horn with the Palkia to get a cheeky KO somewhere. Also the Roxanne. I didn't...
Really?
Yeah, the Roxanne just did not do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
Because I think the only games I played it was against Regigigas, but I had the gift energy, so that didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the other one was against one of the Giratina matchups, but they had the Comfees and everything else, and they were all set. They were ready to go.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I could have cut a switch or an escape rope. Maybe. But yeah, the Echoing Horn, I probably would have put in I guess in hindsight, Lost City would have been cool. Otherwise, canceling Cologne would have been fun for those Manaphies.
Yeah.
Because there's a few times I could have bossed orders up a Manaphy, canceling Cologne.
Then Greninja'd.
And then Greninja'd, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard a lot of people playing canceling Cologne just so they could do that with the Manaphy and then do some shenanigans with that.
Okay.
But I mean, I think everything else, it's fine. It's just... I just ran against a couple of bad matchups very early on, and that kind of sealed the day for me. Going 0-2 to start is just... Or did I go 0-3? I think I went 0-2 to start with. Yeah, I went 0-2 to start with, and just couldn't recover from there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I don't think people want to hear about my deck. I think we were going to talk about your deck and your experience at Regionals.
Okay. So I played Regigigas, or Reggies in general. I've been practicing this since Lost Origin was out. The pre-release was out pretty much. I think.
You played this right away. You stuck with it. I was between like 2 or 3 different decks, and you played this.
I tried different variants with the Reggies, with Thornton and stuff like this, but I landed on this one because it played the 3 capture energies, and it seemed like the 3 captures and then the 2 Cynthias instead of gift energy, which in hindsight I probably could have dropped a Cynthia for a gift energy, but who knows? All right, so round 1, I played against Kieran Palkia. It was also a very new player. He said he'd been playing for 3 weeks. This was his first regional.
Yeah, I think you'll have that now with these regionals where you'll run into a bunch of brand new players because now, we had COVID and everyone's like trying to get into a new hobby.
Yeah,
there's Pokemon and
the world is in Japan and everything, so people want to go there.
So yeah, it's that big attraction to try to go to Japan, which a lot of people want to go to just because it's, a different country and great country too.
Yeah. He played it with Empoleon V, but he didn't get it active at all. He got it on his bench game 1, but I didn't see it at all game 2. We ran out of time game 2, but I won the first one, so I won the round.
Right, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Then round 2, I played against Kieran Palkia with 2 Empoleon instead of 1. And my opponent got both Empoleon turn 1, both games. That ended up in a tie. Won the first one, and then the second one was a little slow. I don't know, it was probably on both of our parts. And then the third game we didn't have enough time to finish.
Did you play against Kiram again?
And then third round, I played against Kieran Palkia again.
My third round opponent also said that he just kept playing Palkia, Kiram, and that was the Dialga player. And I'm like, you should have no problem against him.
But this Kieran Palkia played 2 Empoleon with Ordinary Rod.
Oh, interesting.
So I knocked out both Empoleons, and then on his turn, he Ordinary Rod got them both back into play again.
Oh.
It's like, okay.
We're going to deal with this now.
Yeah. I think I had an escape rope left or something like that. I was able to get around it one more time, or I must have had a boss. Yeah, boss would have made more sense. So I won that one. And then the fourth round, I played against Palkia the Barrel. No Empoleon, no Manaphy, which is kind of interesting.
Right. I did see that kind of floating online a little bit, but it's a very interesting choice with no Inteleon or anything.
Yeah. At least I don't remember a Manaphy. There might have been one in there, but...
I mean, I would assume, but...
Maybe you just didn't... It was Prize or something. I
Prize,
didn't see
you
it.
just couldn't get it out.
But yeah, Regieleki just tore through that deck. There was no problem there. Then the fifth round, I played against Mew VMAX with Lost City. So they just double knocked out my Gigas, and I had nothing to do both games. The first game, I couldn't find my stadium to counter Lost City. And then the second game, I was able to counter it right away, but he got Silene, and he put that and a boss back on top of his deck, and I didn't have a way to shuffle his deck. So, yeah.
Just bad luck.
Yeah, so the only way around that would have been playing a third Regigigas, really, which some people were playing.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see that.
And then I played against Giratina with Lost Box stuff. That one went pretty well because they didn't play Manaphy again. So I was able to take a double prize knockout on Comfees and stuff. And he didn't use the Giratina until very late. He was also having trouble setting up the first game. I think he only had like 7 in the Lost Zone at the end of the game. And I was trying to use Sableye and stuff like that. Then sixth round, I was playing against Reggies. And that one was slightly different because they played it with Canceling Cologne. And they had the other Regieleki, and they had the 3 Gigas in it. He won the coin flip and went first, but he missed a couple turns, so he scooped that game. Then the second game, I missed a couple turns, so I scooped that game. And then the third game, he had to research 3 Ordinary Rod turn 2 or something like that. Oh. It was really bad. And because the reason he did that is because I went first and I just had the Regieleki out, so he thought he might be able to just donk me. But it came at a very high cost, unfortunately. Also that round I was sitting next to Pablo Mesa and Frank. He won some big tournament last year. I can't remember his last name.
It's not Frank Reich?
Something like that, yeah.
Frank Reich or Reich?
Yeah.
Something like that. We apologize, Frank, if you're watching. We don't know your last name.
But Pablo was the reason I picked Reggie's because he did so well at Worlds with it.
That's Tablemon, right? I faced him at Internets round 1.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so we both faced Pablo Mesa.
No, I didn't face him. I sat next to him.
Oh, well, come on. I faced him and lost, so... Oh, then again, so...
Yeah. Then the 8th round? Yeah. It was Palkia and Teleon with Manaphy and Big Charm. The Big Charm messed me up because I can't one-shot a Palkia then.
Yeah, that Big Charm is very annoying if you have room. If your opponent has room for it in their deck, it's very annoying. I'm assuming
he only played 1 because I only saw 1. But yeah, it's just enough to not get knocked out by Regieleki.
The math
with
just
the choice belt, yeah.
benefited that person.
So I won the first game only because my opponent drew 3 cards off of concealed cards. It was very late in the game. I had 3 prizes left. He had 2. And then he got a double prize penalty for drawing 3 cards. Oof. So he scooped that game. And then the second game, I got Roxanne into a dead hand, and I didn't have Regidrago because that's what he knocked out. And then, so that was like the one time where gift energy would have really helped. And then we tied because we ran out of time.
Yep.
We like got through like 2 turns before time was called in the game 3.
So that leads you to round 9, and what is your record?
I was
because you'd be
6-1-2. No, 5-1-2.
Yeah, it'd be 5-1-2.
Yeah.
So you have to win.
Yeah, I had to win to get
the last
20 points to get to day 2.
The last 2 rounds are winning in for you.
And then the last round I played against Arceus, Flying Pikachu, Zamazenta, I believe it was. I never saw the Zamazenta, but he played Metal Energy.
Yeah, I did see a couple of people teching in the Zamazenta.
For Kyurem and stuff like that.
But I've been seeing it mostly in the Gudra Arceus decks.
I went first the first game, and then my opponent had started Arceus, got the double turbo, got the Flying Pikachu on the bench, charged it up, and then had the Flying Pikachu VMAX set up and was attacking with that their turn 2. And I tried to use Regice, but my boss got discarded with Pokestop, and my escape rope was hiding from me, and my other boss was Prize. It was just not... The deck was failing me at that point. And game 2 was even worse. He had the same setup. And then I think I only attacked once that whole game, maybe twice. It was just awful. Just
not the way you want to end the tournament, especially on the last 2 rounds for a win and end for you. It's just a punch to the guts.
Yeah. I mean, that matchup is winnable. I mean, if you get a really explosive turn 2, it's possible. And escape rope and stuff like that.
It's possible in every matchup if the odds are in your favor.
Right.
Like I can beat Reggie's if I just do these things and he just...
Yeah.
Yep. So close yet so far.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, we'll work on it for next time. Next regionals, we'll be up and at 'em. Are there any changes you would make to the deck?
Kind of want to try some canceling clone stuff.
Okay. No gift energy?
Yeah, I would probably put a gift energy in here.
Yeah, I think that gift energy can help you in a lot of tight situations.
The energy lottos were really nice, actually. Because late in the game, the energy lotto, try to get a capture energy, and then you don't have to use a quick ball each turn. Because you've already got all your energy in the discard pile, and you attach, doesn't really matter. You just attach an energy to Regigigas or whatever.
I guess, yeah.
I think that's about it. The bosses were eluding me most of the day. I think it was only helpful a couple times against Empoleon, really. Most of the time they just got discarded with Pokestop, or they just weren't needed. That's about it for me.
Okay. I think we can also mention that Tim and Daniel also went with us down to the regional tournament. Both of them playing Hisuian Arcanine. Their deck lists are not here. They both dropped by the 6th round. They just were not having a good day. Arcanine was not the play.
They weren't getting their good matchups either.
No.
They were playing against Lost Box a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of Lost Box at the lower end tables. Which is, I find very interesting because I think Lost Box was one of the favorites to win.
Yeah.
Just because it's a very tough deck to learn, but it's weird because it's a single prize deck. You can place your damage counters however you want with Sableye. Because I was watching a Lost Box Regigigas matchup and how it was toward Reklev's deck.
Yeah.
And he was just placing 1 damage counter on each of the Reggies except for like your Gigas and your Dragos or Alekis, whatever.
Yeah, because the Cramorant only does 110.
Right, and then just come up with Cramorant and just clean house. So that was kind of interesting. What else was there that was big? Obviously, Reggie's was one of the biggest decks there.
Yeah.
Where the most amount of people were playing it. Kyurem, you got your Reggie's, you got your...
Palkia-Inteleon.
Palkia-Inteleon.
There was one Giratina Lost Box in top 8.
I meant like in the field in general.
Oh.
It was like most played in the field in general. Because even though like Kyurem was like one of the biggest, like most played decks there, I didn't see one. I like even next to me is like, where are all the Kyurem decks?
Yeah.
I keep hearing about these Kyurem decks, and then I look over and I'm like, okay, there's a Mew, there's a couple of Reggies, there's a couple of Giratina Lost Boxes. Like, I just didn't see the Kyurems around me.
I guess they won their first couple rounds and you didn't see them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I saw quite a few. I saw the first 3 rounds. I saw nothing but those. Suri and Zoroark made quite a few. Made day 2.
Yeah, Hisuian Zoroark really caught me by surprise. And you know, that's sometimes that's the biggest advantage. Just catch someone by surprise. They're like, wait, what are you playing? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Mew didn't make top 8.
No.
With all the different varieties, however you pronounce that word, of Mew, of ways you can play Mew, it's very interesting that a Mew deck didn't. Wasn't there one like in 13th place or
14th,
something?
Yeah.
14th? Yeah, so I don't know if it was the Drapions that kind of prevented it from making top 8.
Possibly, yeah. There was 3 in top 32.
I guess, but yeah, Mew has fallen quite far from its heydays as the BDIF. But that will lead us to what won the tournament, and that was Lost Box, played by Tord Reklev. Phenomenal player. He played the deck very well. From what I saw, just a master of his craft. That's all I can really say.
I didn't even see him at all when we were there. I wasn't looking, apparently.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the finals game, and just his opponent was just not drawn.
Yeah.
It was just like blah.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way to end it. No, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was fun or special going on that I'm missing out on, or if that was just it.
There was a couple of Blissies that made day 2.
That's right, there were some Blissies.
At least 2, 3.
Was it Blissey Miltank?
Yeah. They all play Miltank.
No, I would think that a lot of players wouldn't be playing Blissey Miltank because you have a lot of these single prize decks running around, and you know your Regigigas, your Lost Box.
Oh, you still play Miltank because it's still annoying.
I mean, it's annoying, but against like Reggies, you're just like, okay, cute, whatever. I'm just gonna come in and just slam you with. What would you play? Regirock against Blissey?
Yep, it's for weakness. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just come up with Regirock and just Just give it a German suplex and it's gone. That's the last you hear from Blissey. But I can't think if there's any other fun decks that might have made day 2.
There was a Goodra.
There was actually 2 Gudras.
Yeah, there's a couple of Goodras.
Because we were listening to the stream on the way back, because we went home early day 2. It's just side events were a little too expensive. We already got the cards we needed, stuff from the vendors. We were all good to go. And the last Swiss Smash before top 8 was the Gudra, Arceus Gudra versus Palkia and Teleon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just watched that matchup a little bit.
I don't see anything else really for day 2.
I know a deck that was pretty close to day 2. I'm guessing they didn't make it because I saw it at the top table was Giratina Leafeon, and I'm like, someone's playing Leafeon? Cool, I'm playing Leafeon from now on. I should have never left Leafeon.
There was a Shadow Rider Arceus they made.
That's right.
That's the other oddball.
It was Shadow Rider Calyrex and Espeon. They had Espeon VMAX.
Yes.
That does the same thing as the...
Prevent all offensive attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to all your Pokemon that have energy attached.
So it's like the Wash Energy or the Big Parasol.
Yep.
So that's why they played that.
Yep.
And what was the... there was another thing that they played in Shadow Rider. Because I don't think they really used Espeon to attack.
No. It was Shadow Rider was the attack.
It was
Arceus. Yeah.
Oh, it's Arceus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Arceus Shadow Rider.
Because otherwise you don't have a V-Star.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that was probably the most interesting deck in top. In day 2.
Got 86, so in the middle.
I mean, still respectable. Better than what I
Yeah,
did.
made day 2, so.
Yeah, right? Man, it's almost 2023. Shadow Rider makes day 2 and Ice Rider doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have been in the Palkia deck somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have
Not
not
going to look through every list.
Yeah,
see
all,
if there's a Arceus.
all 170
Ice Rider,
lists or whatever, just to see if one person played Ice Rider Calyrex.
Mhm.
No, we're not going to do that. But no, I think that should pretty much just about cover it. We talked about cards that we would cut, put back in. Maybe a Manaphy I would love in my deck. Just for stupid Reggies.
You don't have room for a Manaphy most of the time. You got your monkeys and stuff.
I'm just saying, I guess the Reggie's Manaphy would have been nice. So then they don't one-shot my Kyurem.
Yeah.
Basically, with this stupid Reggie Gigas.
Gigas can do it with a choice belt anyway, so.
Oh, yeah? Well, I have lost vacuum.
Yeah.
So, I have no comeback. I think that will do it for us, guys. Leave down in the comment section. I can't talk all of a sudden. Leave down in the comment section what deck are you going to play from this weekend that you were like, hey, that deck looks like fun. I'm going to play that deck. Just leave it down below. Maybe give us some ideas what to play for the next regional whenever we decide to go.
Yeah, the next one we're planning on going to is Fort Wayne.
Is that,
I believe.
when is that?
I don't know. It's not for a while. I know that.
If it's not till, well, I mean, if it's after November, then it doesn't pay because a new set comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely after that.
Okay, then never mind, guys. I think we're going to be playing something different. I'm playing Darkrai next set, so because of that ho-oh. But yeah, if you guys watch the stream, what decks are you interested in, play testing or trying? What are you going to play online? Leave it down in the comment section down below. I think that will do it for this recollection of the Peoria, Illinois Regionals. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time here on Mount Moon TCG.